Hello, myself Ramakrishna here. Basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is satellites. One of the person told that world is going to end. That is 100% sure. But here the main thing is which land is going to shift. So one of the satellite person basically asked me question basically which land actually Sunil given you lots of trouble basically. Then Sunil R. Nair basically told that that is the India land basically, which has given Sunil R. Nair a lot of trouble basically. So satellite group told that basically India land that means Indian basically are everybody there basically. In USSC basically everywhere basically the Indian group are there. Everywhere, each and everywhere basically. Whenever we in each and every apartment basically Indian nationality are there. In America basically, even the American president basically is Indian. Then what about the other people basically? So one of the person told that the Indian land basically has given you trouble, and USA president itself is Indian basically. So he also basically is involved in this cry given to Sunil R. Nair basically. So India land basically has given Sunil R. Nair trouble. So one of the person told that that means India land basically will end. Satellite group actually told. So one of the person told that from satellite group basically that India land basically will end and we will shift Sunil R. Nair basically to other land. So this land basically will be other than Indian land basically. One of the satellite person told this basically. This land must be other than Indian land basically. That is basically thing basically. So the person like Sunil R. Nair basically is getting trouble in India basically. So what about the normal people basically? Normal people, normal means Sunil R. Nair basically is very what to say basically. Keep his mind cool basically. If this type of person basically is also getting trouble in India land, so one of the person told that you are supposed to leave India long before actually. In South Africa basically when your interview basically was happened, that time basically that lady was supposed to get out you from India basically. So this basically separate which is going to happen basically. That is basically the lady who is responsible. So Sunil R. Nair was supposed to leave India long before actually. One of the satellite person told that Sunil R. Nair basically will never happen in India basically because history basically says like that basically. History says that only basically that Sunil R. Nair basically will never happen in India basically. Best example Vidya Gun School basically. So from story basically actually started from Vidya Gun only basically. So one of the person told that India land basically will never be that land basically which is going to be shift. That basically that much basically assurities satellite group basically can give basically. So India land will end. But the people who basically are innocent people basically who actually don't know anything about the India land basically which kind of people Indian people are basically that they don't know basically really, then you can just understand basically. If you see the Indian people basically, you will say that yeah, which kind of people these people are basically. You will literally say like that only basically. You will say like that only. If American one of the American will say basically that Indians are very good basically, then Sunil R. Nair will say that basically see Sunil R. Nair condition basically. This Indian group basically has given the condition basically. Indian group basically has given the trouble basically. Due to that trouble basically Sunil R. Nair condition is like this basically. So American told that basically we love India basically because American president currently president basically Biden is Indian basically. So we love India basically. Then Sunil R. Nair told love India. What we can say. So this is that land basically which is going to separate in this land basically, which will be that land basically which is going to be used. But this is 100% going to happen one day. That is my word basically. Just see my word basically. According to that, only the satellite group has planned basically everything basically. So one of the person told that from 1 crore basically you can recognize the satellite. This is like that basically. There are 1 crore Chinese people. You can recognize the Chinese people basically. So the creation of the world is also basically like that only basically. Creation of the world and basically that is equal to satellite. So one of the person told that that means you want to say that Chinese group basically satellite are there basically from where the Chinese human souls basically are created. Then one of the person told that it's 100% correct. Indian satellite are also there. Indian satellites are also there who are giving the Indian human souls. That means one satellite blast Indian nationality end. That also basically one of the satellite person told that. So you can just imagine how critical the satellite things are basically. One satellite basically will get blast. The entire Indian nationality will get end basically. So the satellite group, the universe group has created everything like that only basically. Within 1 millisecond, it will become powder basically. So you can just imagine basically the things which are already done. But this universe group is not going to do so soon basically. Why? Because this paragraph is ongoing. So within this paragraph basically, assume that basically this paragraph is ongoing, just assume, just really basically not going to happen. Assume that it's just assume this paragraph is ongoing, and in this between basically Sunil R. Nair basically died. So anything is going to happen. Paragraph is going to stay basically as it is basically, and it is going to be as thousand city creation, then the universe creation, like this each and everything basically solid keeps on going basically. There is nothing basically going to be break basically. So this is going to happen one day. This is going to happen one day. So one of the person told that one paragraph have one owner basically. One owner is there. Who is the owner? One physical person is there basically. Who is the owner of the paragraph basically? So you can just imagine basically the dangerous thing basically. So one of the Oxford groups told that basically, yeah, how Sunil R. Nair basically you tracked this basically. That is the question basically. One of the Oxford group basically told that basically. How you track this basically? That is impossible. Nobody in this world basically can track other than Oxford group basically. Even Microsoft also basically don't know. Even TCS group don't know basically. Even Infosys also don't know. Then how you track that basically? One of the Oxford group basically, Oxford University group basically told that basically. How you has tracked this basically? That which paragraph? That here basically the paragraph is totally different basically. The thing paragraph which might be ongoing, but paragraph is ongoing, that is 100% sure. But which paragraph, that need to check. And which paragraph basically, from which paragraph, from each and every paragraph, which word basically India country has got, where basically Sunil R. Nair only got the cry basically. And which word basically the France group has got basically. One is India and one is France. That basically topic basically we are discussing. Which word Russia group basically got? America, Italy, Pakistan, America, Somalia. Like this basically you can just imagine basically. And this everything is already done basically. That is the main thing basically. So universe group will never going to end the world basically so soon basically. If they will end basically, then that will be the last option basically. In between they basically ends the world basically. If they feel that basically something basically wrong is happening, then in between they will end the world. Let the whole world basically create again basically, but they will end. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this topic.